Join me as I dive deep into the future of CEP stock and try to predict what's next for this investment. CEP stock has been on many investors' radars lately, and for good reason. It's been making some significant moves in the market, and its performance could have a big impact on your portfolio. CEP stock operates in a pretty competitive industry, and it's been facing some challenges that have left investors wondering what's next. One of the main concerns is market volatility. We've seen some wild swings in the stock's price recently, and that's made it tough for investors to get a handle on its true value. Another challenge is the competition. There are some big players in this industry, and CEP stock has to compete with them for market share. The competition in this industry is no joke. There are some big-name players that have a lot of influence. And then there's the regulatory environment. Changes in regulations can have a big impact on CEP stock's performance, and investors need to stay on top of those changes. We've also seen some supply chain disruptions that have affected the stock's price. These are just a few of the challenges that CEP stock is facing, and investors need to be aware of them. Let's take a closer look at CEP stock's recent trends. If we look at the financial reports, we can see that the company has been experiencing some ups and downs. Revenue has been growing, but not as quickly as some investors had hoped. And then there are external factors like economic trends and industry developments that are influencing the stock's performance. For example, we've seen some big changes in the industry's landscape, with some major players making some significant moves. Some of these external factors are really important to keep an eye on. The overall health of the economy is a big one. When the economy is doing well, people are more likely to invest in stocks like CEP. And then there are industry-specific trends that can affect the stock's performance. For example, we've seen some big advancements in technology that are changing the way companies operate. So what does the future hold for CEP stock? One thing that's clear is that the company has some major turning points on the horizon. We've seen some predictions that the stock will continue to grow, but there are also some potential risks that investors need to be aware of. One of the key things to watch is how the company responds to the challenges it's facing. Can it adapt and come out on top? The future of CEP stock is definitely uncertain, but there are some key insights that investors can take away. One of the most important things is to keep an eye on the company's financials and make sure it's staying on track. We've also seen some predictions that the industry will continue to grow, which could be a good sign for CEP stock. To sum it all up, CEP stock is definitely worth keeping an eye on. We've seen some significant moves in the stock's price, and its performance could have a big impact on your portfolio. The company is facing some challenges, but it's also got some major opportunities on the horizon. So what do you think about CEP stock? Do you think it's a good investment, or are there some red flags that investors should be aware of? Let me know in the comments. If you're interested in learning more about the stock market, be sure to check out my next video, where we'll be diving into some more trends and insights.